My son, Junior, stand up. Yeah. He does all our social media, so all the stuff you've been seeing, that's him.
100 mil, I need it. The glory, I need it. I took L's but walked around like I was undefeated. I saw no results, I still woke up and chased it. They told me to find myself, instead I want to find a way. I'm psyched. The line, dog.
All right?
Hey, walked in that joint. Walked in that joint. Oh my God.
What that right?
Y'all never been in there before?
What that right?
Never been in there. Walked in there, it's like they knew me. I'm over here walking. Bruh, I'm going back tomorrow.
We gonna work out. We gonna see you working out no more. Right? We gonna see y'all working out no more.
Jordan already got it in.
He better get stunned. We talking. He better get pulled later.
Yeah, we good.
Y'all enjoy
Wonderful, Rex.
I ain't come prepared. I ain't
Did y'all go on a full tour?
The facilities are great. It was cool though. Let's just stick with the facilities are great. It was definitely a good moment. Then you got cut.
Nice ivory.
Icy.
Nice little fade.
Little fade. I gotta get back. I'm gonna get back tonight.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Okay. Everything looks good. Everything, Professor.
I tell you the.
Professor.
Oh wow! Wow!
We're gonna be here tomorrow.
Okay. I'll go over with y'all to chaperone.
Okay, bet. Yeah. This is chaperone.
All right, just chaperone.
What's up, Coach Brock?
How you doing, man? Yeah. Yeah. Oh. Oh, that's crazy.
Did that.
Come on, bro.
I'm gonna get some.
You gotta turn up for us, bro.
Come on, Nev. We're running.
All right, cool. That's fair. How you doing, man?
Creek. Act with honor, integrity, accountability, and to actions with students, faculty, staff, and neighbors. Respect the rights of others and accept our differences. That's good right there. Contribute to the greater good of this community. I will strive to uphold these principles in all aspects of my collegiate experiences and beyond. I like it. I've never been on this side. It's beautiful over there, Stu. Beautiful. Oh, we're gonna be on time.
How's it going?
Excellent. How you doing, sir?
Doing great. How are you, sir?
Excellent.
Hello.
There she
How
goes.
are you?
How you doing, beautiful?
Good to see you.
See you too. How you doing?
There you go.
Pleasure.
Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
So we're so glad you're here.
Everybody.
I appreciate you.
You gotta do better than that, man. Well off media.
What's up, man?
Can you guys introduce yourself to Nelly?
Neely, the pregame show, work for Coach Prime Media Team.
Lieutenant McGee. Excuse me?
Omni Smack Entertainment.
Officer Rose. Security. Awesome. We get death threats, so you know we have to bring security. I'm being serious too, I'm not lying.
Of showing us the story side of like all the athletes you coach and everything, and I think that's just what makes sports so special, is learning about the stories and things athletes have had to overcome to find success.
We're looking for storytellers right now. because I'm on his butt because he's only telling half the story. I'm serious. What I mean by that is we were on our way here. Stopped by the rec center right before we got there. It's a whole area where they skateboard at. They're going up the side of the gate and all that, and that was fascinating for me. So of course we stopped. He get content. And as we pulled up, I say, son, you missing all this stuff. This is college life. This is what people want to see. They don't just want to see football players every day. Show them everything. You know, what's that street that y'all party on over there? Now everybody don't want to go. You know what street that is. What is it?
Pearl Street?
It's not Pearl Street. The Hills. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah, so I'm like, go over there and get content, coach. I have to remember that when I'm talking to you because I want to say a lot of stuff, but I can't because this is going to go viral. We did the best we could with what we had to work with. I'm responsible, so we all have say-so on the young men that come in, but I have final say-so, of course. But I'm kind of, I delegate pretty well. I don't micromanage. So if you're a receiver coach, I allow you to go get your receivers, you know, certain positions. But now I'm a little more hands-on because I see how that can go. It went really well when we were at Jackson, but not last season. We had what we needed, but we didn't have enough. If you all came to the games, we got our butt kicked twice on the road. At home, I think it was 7 points, 3 points. We lost by small margins, but we were in it. But we didn't know how to win because we didn't have the individuals that knew how to win. Now we have a collection of individuals that knows how to win. So you should see a lot of progress. Last year we kind of gave you hope. This year we're going to fulfill the expectation.
Just like developing them as a player, as a
You mean football?
Yes. Oh, yes, sir.
It has to be a distinct balance. When you inherit a roster like we inherited a roster, you can't deal with high school kids that much because it takes them probably a couple years to develop. You'll be fired in a couple years. You don't have that kind of time. So that's why the portal is feasible for you. So you go in the portal. But when you go in the portal and you go get a senior at this position and another senior at that same position, you got to get a youngster there too because those seniors are going to leave and you got to have some stability. So you got to kind of make sure you have balance throughout your roster. Like we already are on 25 and 26. We already know what we want and what we need. And with the portal now, young men and women could just leave. So you got to insulate yourself and say, okay, we may lose 6 after the spring, but we already got these young men already on standby. Or we already are thinking that these young men may jump into the portal from wherever they are, and we need those positions fulfilled. But with youngsters now, say we have a freshman. Only a few freshmen played for us last year and played handsomely with playing time. Now, if they don't challenge to have a starting position in the spring, most likely those kids are going to jump in the portal and want to go somewhere else. So now you're left. So what we rather do is go get a sophomore in college, a sophomore student that understands the bus stops, understand what time the class starts, they understand where they're going to eat, understand the meal time, understand how this stuff works. And we don't have to worry about them introducing themselves to the collegiate game. Because if you load your roster up with a bunch of freshmen, you're in for a heck of a season. Heck of a season. It's not going to be good. And when you have a pro kind of quarterback, you can't give him youngsters to work with. It's going to be chaotic, and he's going to boil over. You can't do that to him.
Hear about your opinion on NIL deals, pretty new concept. Fair enough.
Is this gonna be the last question, or do you want to save that one?
We'll save that one.
Yeah, just save that one.
What he's doing, he's giving you a peek inside that most colleges they're not able to give. Then you throw in Prime Video, that's a whole nother component. You know, what we do ratings-wise on Prime Video is phenomenal. And that gives you a real introduction of the program. And that's like free marketing.
He trusts me. And I was at Jackson State doing sports show stuff as a hobby. And he saw something in me and said, I want to bring you inside. I'll never forget the day. I don't remember the date, Coach. But Alabama's spring game was on ESPN. And Coach Prime called me up and said, hey, what are you doing? I said, I'm watching ESPN, the spring game is on. He said, that's what I want. Do you see what they're doing? They're right there by Saban. That's what I want. I want you right by me. You're doing a great job telling the story from the outside, but I want to bring you inside. But it's going to take trust. Because it's not enough for me to tell the players, I trust you. They got to trust you. And how do you get to trust people? These are his words. You got to be around. So you got to come to the building. You got to be at practices. You got to come to breakfast, which I love. And lunch. And dinner. And snacks. So through that relationship with the players, when it's time to do interviews with them, to do their media training, if you will, it all started with trust. Then when you look at the brand, the pregame show, I think with any brand, Coach Prime's brand, Well Off Media, Reach the People, what do you think of before you even see it, before you press play? It's like when you go to McDonald's, what's your expectation? You can expect the ice cream machine is not going to work. But other than that, you know what a Big Mac tastes like. There's an expectation to it. There's a consistency to it. So I think when you're dealing with your brand, social media, storytelling, trust, consistency, and you got to be authentic, man. You got to be who you are. I can't be Bucky. I can't. This cool dude. Like, I'm 52. Like, I can't. Bucky will be on the field and sprint 40 yards to cover something. I do this and go like, oh, shit, I'll zoom in. You got to be you. Tell your story from your vantage point. Coach Prime has Well Off, Reach the People with Darius, myself with the pregame show. And you would think that, man, all those people in there, how do they get it done without competing, stepping on each other's toes, being territorial? But it's like what Coach Prime started off with. You could put 5 more people in, and we're still missing stuff. Because we are the sum of our experiences. We see things differently. All of us in this room right now, listening to me, but you're hearing something different from her. Your experiences. You hear things different. You see things different. Trust. Authentic. Oh, the big one, Coach. Consistency.
There you go.
Got to be consistent.
100, at the conclusion of everything, it'd be 120 young men on the team. And I got to kind of get to know them personally, some kind of way. So the more time I spend with them sitting at the table, watching them work out, I get a sense of them. I go watch them work out, watch them perform, and I get my workout in simultaneously. Because I want them to see that I still got it, okay? I want them to see like I'm still working, like you ain't got nothing on me. Every once in a while I get in front of a receiver and let him do his thing and see if I still got it. So I love that. And then I meander through the day. I may tell Bucky in the midst of the day, I'm getting ready to run today. Running is a big thing. It's easy for you guys. But when you're 8 toes down and you've had, 11 surgeries now? Yeah. 11 surgeries, it's tough for me. So I just start back running. So that means a lot to me and it's for me. So I had a good pace going today. I was like, Bucky, you got to get this. Get this. Daddy feeling good today, man. And I'm talking to the camera as I'm running. I don't even know if you put it out yet. Yeah, I don't know why, but anyway. You go at it like that sometimes. So I kind of take you through my day, and I may glean something from social media that I want you to know, or something that inspired me and encouraged me I want you to know. Or it may be a story with the young men on the team. It may be something that happened in the equipment room, the training room, or something that was inspiring at practice that I, let's interview this guy. Oh, what's Big Phil? Excuse me? Chidozie. He's like 5'11", about 285. Yeah. He's just a rock. And he walks like his arms are bow-legged, right? I was walking like that all day, right? And I was teasing him, but I was like, NFL scouts, you better get this man because they're going to think he's a little short. But right now I'm selling him. Mm-hmm. I want them to understand that he got it. And I want to start off early, impregnating that in their mind because we got supposedly the first and second pick of the whole draft, Shador and Travis. So every NFL scout is coming down. But they're not just going to come for that because I want them to see the smorgasbord of players that we have and the operation that we have. So I just glean from whatever I feel. I don't really have a pattern, but whatever I feel, I run with it. And I'm usually correct on it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You were doing that for yourself in college.
Yeah.
I still remember certain phrases that the commentators would chuckle about. Like that, I showed them the clip of that Florida State run back where you said, how did you start that?
Let me tell you how that derived. First and foremost, I'm in college. I think at the time I was 19. I think I was 19. And these agents, you know, they start getting after you. And I'm playing both sports. They're trying to get after you. And one agent gave me a pamphlet that displayed how much everyone makes in the NFL. And to my surprise, I was like, darn it. My position is one of the worst paid positions in the league. Defensive backs. I got to do something about that. I know I got the goods, but I got to do something about that. So I went into my dormitory room and just sat and thought. See, I've never been a smoker or a drinker or really a party guy. So I used to sit in my dormitory room and just think of master plans. And I thought of the master plan. My nickname for playing basketball in high school was already prime time. It was already that guy. My license plate on the front of my car when I got to Florida State said prime time. So I already had a moniker. How can I brand it? Because I got to be bigger than what these defensive backs are making. Okay, I'm going to market this joker. I sat there in my dormitory room, and while you was out down, what's that street called again? Yeah. He was out there, and I was in the room writing my little black book. Not girls' names. I was writing down quotes. I'm the best thing since peanut butter and jelly. If you throw the ball at me, the next thing you hear would be the band playing. I wish you would. You know, I'm all that in a bag of chips and then some. Watch. And I wrote down all these quotes. Have a great game. How did you do what you did? Shoot, I'm the best thing since peanut butter and jelly. I'd already rehearsed it. Came right off my tongue. Already rehearsed it. Knew I had it. So next thing you know, my name is popping now. That's before Instagram and social media. We have that. We barely had cell phones then. But now, everybody, the room is divided. You want to see me fail, you want to see me win. I didn't give a darn. The first 2 words I said is 3 words, you want to see me. 4 words. Forget fail and win. You want to see me. I got you. Now I reeled you in. Now you could get to know me once I reeled you in. And that's what I did. So I created this image. It was so far, it's my alter ego, we all have it. Like my alter ego would want to say something brash and audacious, you know. But the Deion side of me was like, we cool. God bless you. We cool. But my alter ego said, man, please, what's wrong with y'all? Y'all can't see me today, baby. We got a packed house up here. But the Deion side of me was like, be right there with him, you know, kind of shy and reluctant. So I had to create that, and I created that image, and that image went crazy. And it got me to my dream. I wanted to retire my mother, so she never had to work another day in her life. And my mother hadn't worked since '88. You're supposed to clap right there, right? Yeah.
That's my dream.
Worked on it. I would take bits and pieces out of other people that I love and I adored, and I would incorporate them into me, but I had to be me. So that's how I created that. The only bad thing and sad thing about it was when a notable personality would come to interview me, and I ain't feel like it. I ain't feel like being prime. I ain't feel like being prime time that day. So I get out there and give him Deion. Well, how do you feel about this game against the Dallas Cowboys? Cool. It's going to be a good one. You know, you're playing against a great receiver, and Michael Irvin. Yeah, he's a good friend of mine. They didn't want that. So they got upset, and they started writing crazy stuff about me. And that, back in those days, we had no way to defend ourselves.
Right.
We didn't have this that we have right now. So whatever they said about you, that was the gospel. Because we didn't have too much of any ethnicity in sports at that time, media. And whatever they said about you, they believed. A whole story about the World Series. When, I don't know if some of you seen the clips, some of you men probably, when I threw the water on the gentleman.
Yep.
When you see something ignorant as that, you got to ask yourself, why would he do that? Why would I do that? You've never seen me out of character in my whole career. Why would I get out of character to do that? Because my mama called me. She said, baby, I don't know who this gentleman is, but he talking about you like a dog on TV.
And he was.
I said, all right, I'll handle that. And I handled it because he didn't know that I didn't have a baseball contract. My baseball contract ended in June. My football contract started in June with the Atlanta Falcons. So I'm still playing baseball in October
Yeah.
in the playoffs, and he's telling me I'm selfish because I'm getting ready to leave for that weekend and go play against Miami Dolphins.
Yeah.
Like, I'm on a football contract, not baseball. I'm just helping you guys. First of all, I'm sitting on the bench for 9 innings. What am I doing? I'm not helping you. So I was upset, but I didn't have an opportunity to voice my side of it. So we just had to eat it. So they would tear your credibility down. They would tear your endorsement potential down. They would tear everything down. And you had to deal with it. Thank God we live in today's society, in today's era, where we have an opportunity like well off and what Neely's doing and all that. So we're happy. We're happy that we have an opportunity and you have a voice as well.
Looking for when you can have that moment to respond and then let your team respond for you?
Sorta.
Sorta?
I kind of protect my team and I'll take the bullet for them anytime. But it was a couple of occasions where coaches mouthed off and said stupid stuff, you know, shades and hats and shoes. I love when you wear hats and shades. I don't care, you know. In Sports Illustrated, I had on shades and a hat on the cover way back in the 80s.
Right.
That was me. That's who I am. That's how I get down. So for somebody to attack that and kind of throw my mama in it, that really was that now you got a problem. But I saw marketing and I saw opportunity because I just signed a deal with Blenders. I said, okay, watch us get down with this. Called Blenders. Send me a bunch of shades of this color right here, and this is what I'm gonna do. Bucky, Neely, you guys get ready because this is gonna be good. And we handed out shades to the whole team, and it went viral. It was crazy, and I think we sold $3 million worth of shades that weekend. Yeah, and I don't know how many millions up to date. Yeah. But it was a great marketing opportunity. But you got to seize the moment. First of all, you got to know who you are, what you are, how you are, why you are, where you're going, and how to get there. And you got to seize the moment. We don't get many moments in life to excel and to dominate. And when you get them, you got to seize it. The reason you know Michael Jordan, because when it came down to that moment, he seized it. The reason we know Taylor Swift or whoever you love and adore out there right now, because when she get that mic in her hand, what she do? She delivers. So you're going to give a moment, you're going to have a moment to deliver and to go get it and to just catapult yourself up to another level. What you going to do with your moment? The only reason I'm standing in front of you today is because I have seized a multitude of my moments, and I'm still seizing, and they can't stand it, and I love it. I absolutely love it. And we got so many more moments this season that I can't wait to seize. And it's like clockwork, and we know what we're going to do with them. And I love the schedule. I love what we're embarking on. I love this, and we're going to seize the moment. And that's brand. You know, 21 is in the brand. I love that. Yeah. We created that several years ago, and I never really got a chance to truly use it. And it seemed like as soon as we got here, God just blew on it and it exploded. In which way? Well, because NIL is not really what you think it is. All these kids aren't getting NIL. These kids are getting collectives. Okay, collectives is if we took an offering up in this classroom, we passed the bucket like a church, and you put it's a collection plate, and you put your collective in, and then we say, you know what, we got 10 players up here, and let's divide that. That player right there should get $10. That player right there should get $20. That's a collective. Yeah. NIL is a name, image, and likeness. Since I got time today, I want you to tell me how many players in college football that you've seen on commercials. 2. I got time today. Let's go. How many?
See Travis, Shiloh, Shadur.
Oh, yeah. Don't forget the kid from USC, right?
Caleb. Right.
Caitlin Clark.
Who?
Caitlin Clark.
Yep.
Go next.
Go next. Haven't seen it, but show me that commercial.
The 5.
But everybody's talking about NIL.
Right.
Say NIL. That's all you've seen. All these college athletes, and you named 5 people. This is not NIL. This is not the day of NIL. That's what it's supposed to be. Mm-hmm. But it's collectives. And that's where it went wrong instead of staying right. I wish it was NIL so the kids could earn it, because now you got a ball for a CEO to invest in you. You think I'm going to have, just say, $100 million company and I'm going to invest in a college kid that I don't know nothing about,
Right.
and he could be in a deer in a headlights and get drunk after the game, and now my company brand is on it. There's no way. So you kind of wait till those kids kind of prove to you that they can handle the light, they can handle the stage, they can handle the opportunity. Then you may afford to give them that. But we're talking about collectives. And I'm sick of everybody in the country talking about NIL. It's not NIL.
You know, you work with a guy like Deion Sanders, aka Coach Prime.
Yeah.
Professor Prime.
Professor Prime. Professor Prime. You don't do a lot of looking around. You definitely don't do looking back. You look ahead.
Right.
So, like, we're setting our own pace and creating a draft where people are keeping up with us. So we're not looking at other head coaches' pages, other schools' pages, anything like that. It's what's our agenda. What needle are we moving today or this week?
And to us, to want to sit down with them to understand how we do what we do. But it's no handbook.
Right.
It's just we've been doing this for a long time. Like he's been doing this in high school. We were doing this with Youth League. We've been doing this stuff for a long time, and it comes just second nature. How, when, where, and why. It's just we just know this stuff and it's second nature, how we do it.
Yeah. So let me say one thing, and just while we're commenting on that, because we haven't really talked
I
about
want all these guys to shine. Like one of the biggest attributes into signing with us is they know I want them to go pro. I want them to shine with all means. Like I want you guys to graduate with honors and own businesses and do your doggone thing. I want the best for you that could possibly happen. Oh, you men and women. That's truly who I am. That's truly how I get down. So with my young men that play for me, I'm like, I never met a kid that say he don't want any more followers. I haven't met one of those yet. Maybe there's some in here, but I haven't met a football player say he don't want any more followers. So I said, guess what we're going to do, son? We're going to put the handles on the back of the jerseys. He said, what? I said, not only that, I want to do it in the game. Well, he said, Coach Prime, you can't do it in the game. I said, well, what about pregame? Well, you could probably do it in pregame, but not the game. So we even had it at Jackson in pregame.
Yeah.
And then we even put the handles on the back of the coaches' shirts, whatever we were going to wear that game when we were at Jackson as well. Because if we're out there balling and we're kicking everyone's butt, somebody says, shoot, I want to go play running back for them. It's running back coach right there at Coach Flea. And after the game, he's flooded.
How do you guys incorporate your individual personalities while being under the umbrella of the CU football brand?
Yeah. That's good.
Great question. I'm always first and foremost aware of his brand because that's why I'm here. And you never want to do anything in conflict with what he would do or what's in the best interest of the school. And I think from that point, your own personality, clicks in. It's what I was saying earlier. I can interview player X, Bucky can interview player X, and it's two different interviews because we're two different people. And that's what comes out in the channels and in content.
You repeat the question again?
How do you just show your personality while being under the umbrella of CU football's brand?
Oh, well, you have different identities. Like he has Coach Prime, he has Prime Time, he has Deion Sanders. So you kind of have different identities. And then we were raised in a specific way. So we're real conscious of just how to act and how to present yourself and how to protect the brand, protect the identity, and most importantly, protect him because he's the only reason I'm here doing what I'm doing. So if I can make him look good and keep his image clean, I'm doing the same for the school also. So at the school, only this is allowed. You can't do this, can't do that. And it's just we do this so much every day, it's really just embedded in us. It's not really anything to think about.
Like I don't have to tape something and I say something stupid and I worry about it going out. He's like, I got that, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Neely's like, I got it. They know not to put me out there with my pants down. They know better than that. But that happens a lot. Like I said something today when I was running on the track and I was like, yeah, what was it? It was something simple.
Instead of a tank top, you said white beater.
Yeah. I was like, oh, I'm getting so fine today. I'm getting so sexy. I'm getting my lift on. You know what? I'm wearing a white beater all season. I said, okay, say that. Dad, I got you. I said, oh, I'm getting so sexy. I'm wearing a tank top. But we got to be conscious of that stuff because we know what I meant. But somebody would take that and run with it. Because we can't, it's such a sensitive world right now. We can't say certain things.
Sure.
Even
And I
though
think
you know
that's
what I meant.
what helps us when we're filming you is, of course, you trust us. And you can be yourself, and that we'll fix it on the back end if yourself went too far.
Exactly.
So you don't.
I get too comfortable sometimes.
Yeah.
Because we're
So-
family, and I get too comfortable sometimes. But when I have other interviews with outsiders, I don't give them a tenth of the things that I would give them. I don't open up as much. I'm guarded.
You mentioned this earlier, NFL Hall of Fame and then GQ Hall of Fame. Did it keep coming? I mean, it's culture. It's not just about a sport. Prime time is not about sport. It's about all of it.
We appreciate it. And we have a wonderful team that works with me. It's not just me. It's a wonderful team that makes sure I'm in the right light, I'm doing the right thing. And when they give me the opportunity, I knock it out of the park because my schedule is crazy. But I only do what I want to do. I'm at the place in life where I can say no, and I'm still good. So I only do what I want to do, but I do the things that I think will not only benefit me, but benefit you. I mean, I don't need a book. We just wrote a book, 21 Ways to Win On and Off the Field. And it's going to really bless you because I'm talking to you, like I'm coaching you, like I'm your dog, I'm your man, I'm in your corner, like I'm your guy in the corner of that ring, and I'm telling you left, right, left, right, left. Back up about that thing, back up about that. Like I'm telling you every darn thing to how to go get it in business, in life, in relationships, because I had 2 great failed marriages, and I'm telling you, I know how to do a relationship. They're supposed to laugh right there. Yes.
Coach, you talked about earlier seizing the moment.
Yeah.
I think everyone sees the glitz, the glam, the cameras, everything on the field, but talk a little bit about what goes into seizing the moment, because what I like to focus on also is the preparation leading up to that.
It's preparation. Seizing the moment is preparation, is being built for the moment. Because if you're not built for the moment, you're not going to recognize the moment, you're not going to identify the moment, you're not going to be prepared for the moment. The reason I'm built for the moment because I can honestly see it, I can hear it coming, I can fathom it. The stage is never too big for me, and I welcome it, and I will create the stage, but not only with that moment, I want to bring you with me in that moment. Because I don't want to have it by myself. I want to share that moment with others. So that moment, you have to prepare for it. It don't just come to you by happenstance. God is never going to put nothing on your plate that you can't handle. Never. Yes, sir.
Throughout your whole life, stay not only so disciplined yourself, but keep everybody around you so disciplined and be
Everybody
like
around me not disciplined. Everybody around me not disciplined. I'm disciplined. I can't call them to be disciplined because they're not who they are. But the thing about that I have, I can forgive you, then I can walk away and never look back. And I have that gift. I have the gift to walk away. Some of you have the gift of cleaning. You have the gift to carry some trash with you. You have the gift to carry luggage with you, and you don't even need a suitcase. I have the gift to give you an opportunity, then give you another opportunity. Then when you mess that up, I'm gonna walk away. And I'm never gonna look back. Never. Because you had your chance. But I understand who's supposed to be with me where. The reason Lauren is here with me now because of what she did at Jackson State. If she wouldn't have soared in Jackson State in that climate that she soared in, little old white Lauren, from where?
Spring Green, Wisconsin.
Yeah, Wisconsin. Look at that. And I never have bad days. That's what you should know. I never have a bad day. I never have a bad day. Bad moment. Bad hour. Bad 2 or 3 hours. Never bad day. Never bad day because I'm in control of that. I'm in charge of that. I got the remote control of that. I know how to flip my channel and turn it to another channel and turn the noise up or turn the noise down. I know how to do that well. So I don't have bad days. All my days are good. And they'll tell you that. I don't have bad days. Now in the morning, don't mess with me. Because they know until I come out that office, don't mess with me. Because that's when I'm spending my time with the Lord, and that's when I'm getting myself together, that's when I'm getting prepared to walk out that door. Because see, when I'm standing in my office and somebody knocks on that door, they want something. Rarely someone comes in my office to give something. So I get probably about 15 to 20 knocks a day. And it's something. Something I got to solve, something I got to make a decision on, something I got to put out, a fire I got to put out, something I got to do, somewhere I got to go. Yeah, I'm gonna get on my last nerve. Let them, because the father is supposed to supply needs for the son, not the son for the father. I couldn't live with that.
But eventually, the kids got to take care of the parents too.
When I'm old, I'm still able, baby.
How have you been able to leverage this unique part of the country to recruits who might find it uncomfortable to out of their comfort zone?
That's a great question. This part of the country is beautiful. We focus on the beauty of it because of what all you bring to the table as students, as faculty, and everything is unbelievable. They sign, and I love that. So I don't sell anything. I tell the truth. So when I'm sitting up there looking at mother in the eye, and I'm telling her, now, you bring me a boy, I'm gonna make sure you're a man, but this is how I'm gonna do it. I'm not gonna baby your son. I'm gonna make sure he's on time, he's where he needs to be, and if he gets an F, I say, all right, with the first one. The second one, I don't wanna see him. I don't wanna see him until he gets that grade up. He cannot even report to nothing football related but school. That's it, I don't wanna see him. And if he starts being a crybaby, I'm gonna put you on the phone and tell you who he really is. Right? Then I'm going to put his butt in a box and ship him back to you because he can't help me. And I'm honest like that. Brutally honest like that, but I'm honest like that. Yes, sir.
A lot of our players are very direct, like Coach says, and being on these recruiting visits and being a recruiting assistant and seeing the whole process, I've been around a lot of college programs just from doing my own visits in my own athletic career. Nothing compares to here in terms of the family-orientedness that this workplace brings and this team brings. So that's all I was going to
I do because I follow a lot of them, and some of them I don't follow, and I don't follow for some reasons. Like Jordan, like the big fella, Big C now, big #1 tackle. I think last week or the week before, he put out a video on it that he was and it was the whole rap song was profanity. I said, big fella, not today. I apologize, coach. It won't happen again. So you got to teach them because they don't know any better. I said, Jordan, you're trying to brand yourself. And the first thing that people do is go through your social media.
Right.
I don't know how many deals we've garnished because of my social media, because what he does, what they do, and what they do in my social media. People say, okay, well, normally you are who that person is. Some people are trick-or-treating, we know that, but oftentimes you're who that consistency is on that social. And I've garnished a multitude of deals just by my social alone. And we want those young men to do the same. So we coach them up a little bit, and we tell them to clean it up.
Nice.
He does that with everyone. Like, he's like the Instagram police. It could be a rapper that has a song on the top 10 charts, and it's not figuratively speaking. This actually happened. They posted some on their story, and just was doing some wild stuff. He DM him, hey bro, delete that ASAP. You can't do all that. And they, even though, you know, they're these huge time people, everyone has a respect. I got you, pops. They deleted it right then and there. So he teaches. He's a father figure and an uncle, an older brother in a lot of people's lives, not just the people on the team and people around the world, different professions. A lot of famous people you guys know. He teaches a lot of those guys how to just carry themselves. So yeah, he does that for a lot of people.
So like players and the NIL deals they're being offered compared to like Jackson State versus here.
It's night and day. It's not deals being offered. You don't have the notoriety. Underserved, overlooked. Underserved, overlooked. Some of those kids are just as good. Matter of fact, we have several kids that came from Jackson with me. We have a wonderful trainer here that came to Jackson with me, don't we? Can you stand up, please, introduce yourself?
Hey everyone, I'm Asia Lampkin. I came from Jackson State with Coach Prime. I'm from Macomb, Mississippi, which is an hour from Jackson. Yeah, I'm an I-5 student here at Colorado, so let's go Buffs.
Speaking to your confidence, looking back at last year, your first team meeting here at the university, walking out, obviously a lot of those players didn't stay because the confidence that you had kind of pushed them out. A lot of people in the media would say egotistical, but you described it as confidence.
If I walk into this room and say, look, I'm bringing some students in here that want this. I mean, I don't know where you sit. I don't know where you stand. I don't know where you are. I don't know where you're located. I don't know your address or your phone number or your zip code. But I'm getting ready to bring some students in here that want this bad. Now, how bad do you want it? How bad do you really want it? I mean, do you really want this? You say you do, you talk like it, you act like it, you look like it, your presence like you really want it, but do you really want this? Because I'm about to bring some people in here that really do. Now, how many of you gonna quit just because I said that? That's what it was. That's what I said, but I used a different terminology. I'm bringing my Louis. Then they could ball. Some of you gonna quit. Some of you, they did. I said the same thing to you as I just said to them. Vice versa, I'm sorry. You get it?
Yeah.
That's what I said.
What were your first thoughts right after you walked out of that first team meeting?
Honestly, my first thoughts when I looked at them, I said, these guys are really small. We're going to get killed. I'm not lying to you. If we don't change this room, we're going to get killed. I really said that. If we don't change this room, we're going to get killed. And all the comments online was, man, your team is small. Man, your team is small. But what I did, I didn't spend a lot of money on, didn't spend a lot of money on practice jerseys. We got the regular practice jerseys because we knew that whole team was going to be gone. So we weren't going to spend a lot of money on practice jerseys with their names on it, so they're going to keep them. So the jerseys was really baggy, so it made them look smaller than they really were. True story. But I said the same thing to them as I just said to you, and they took offense to it.
Obviously, so much hype around you in the football program, but like with that, like just looking on like Instagram and like there was still like hate and like comments.
There'll always be hate.
Right, but like these like, oh, this is just a 4-8 team, or like especially you guys had the 3-0 start and then like gave us hope, and then there was so much hate online. How did you get like your players to, I guess, deal with that or like kind of zone that out?
Some couldn't. Some didn't deal with it well, but more so than anything, coaches need to understand how to lead in the midst of adversity. And I didn't like that. I could deal with a young man not dealing with adversity or a young woman, but when a grown man has a problem, when the heat is on him, I got a problem with that because first of all, I'm in the front. You know, the only time the bullets are shooting hitting you is they missing me. Okay, so, but that comes with the territory because if I didn't experience love, I wouldn't know what hate is. If I didn't experience hate, I wouldn't know how to identify love. So that comes with the territory and that comes with us. That's why hiring offensive and defensive coordinators this season, it was tenuous at first because you got to find somebody who can handle that fire, who can handle that storm, who can handle those young men and handle the height of everything and the lowest of lows. And I don't think we're going to sink to that depth ever again, but it happened. But that's been my whole life. I've had a multitude of people that wanted to see me fail, but some wonderful people who wanted to see me succeed. Now, who do I listen to? All right. Yeah. So why you keep listening to the haters? See, the problem with you young people, it could be a social post that you put out. It could be 100 wonderful comments about how beautiful that top is and how wonderful those pants and how you coordinated with the shoes. And it could be 2 idiots that just blast you. Oh my God, how can she ever? Why are you attracted to the hate? I'm attracted to the love. Why are you attracted to the hate? I got time today.
Insecurities.
There you go. Insecurities. I'm attracted to the other side. Sometimes I might want to comment and I want to say I got time today and I may take time to just shoot back. But that's my little Uzi right there. That's little Uzi. That's little Uzi Vert right there. He shoots back. Most of the time I try my best to take the high road, but sometimes I don't know the address to the high road.
Other than winning a championship at CU, what other personal goals do you have set to leave your mark here?
I just want to win and make sure these kids be wonderful young men. Some of you women may marry some of those guys on the team. Some of you men may marry some women in our program. We want to just create a refuge of consistent, positive people that you would love to have over for dinner, or partner with in a business deal, or just be friendly, or just have lunch with and get to know. When I was in college, I got to know Tom, Dick, and Harry, not just athletes. I got to know Tom, Dick, and Harry, and I love that. I love you know, some of the band members. And when I was in high school, this little skinny kid named Bert Cool. I think he had the coolest name in the world. He was like a 6th grader, but he was a genius. And he was like in high school already, like in the 12 years old. And I used to look out for him all the time. I wouldn't let nobody touch him, somebody tried to beat him up one day, and I put gloves on him just to mess with Bert Cool. But that was my man, but I was always attracted to that young kid, or that kid that didn't have it all, that didn't have enough, and that wasn't enough for most people. I was always attracted to those type of people, and I still am. A couple more questions and we out. Yes, sir.
So I know somebody asked you about winning, so for next season I want to know what point you want to reach. Is it getting to a bowl game? Is it?
That's the goal. We want to make sure. I don't care about numbers. I don't get into numbers right now. We want to make sure Miss Peggy gets to a bowl game next year. I want to put her on a private jet, and she's flying and sitting right beside me, heading to a bowl game. That's what I want to do for her. So I'm locked in on that. And see, when I get to go see houses like my kids took me to see, you don't understand how that motivates me. That makes me want, let's go get it. Because I told him that's a winning house. You can't be in that house and losing. It's a winning house. You can't walk in there, we got echoes around, and the house is big as I don't know whether we getting our butts kicked. No, we got to win. When we win, we can do something like that, but not on a losing effort. We got to win. So I want to win. We won everywhere last year but on the field. In every category of college football you could think of. Ratings, numbers, generation of profitability, everything we won in except on the field. We got to win on the field. That should be number one. And all the rest will follow.
Can I take one selfie with you? My little brother is like the biggest fan, and he's gonna
The bridge is so bucky.
They gotta like get their matchup. So
I like what you guys play, man.
yeah, no, so they're just like calling out their matchups kind of. I mean, these are
like the kickoff, right?
Yeah, the pole is like a kickoff. And then
okay, you gonna get hit.
Yeah. That is. Come on, Chris.
Let's go, man. You gotta do the dance, dog.